Good morning. I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. And I want to thank you for listening today. My presentation today is entitled, Are You Willing? Are you willing? Are you willing to pay the price for success this year? Because if you are, that can create the very foundation upon which your entire year can be built. And I know these are challenging times, and some ways they're scary, but we still have to move forward. And why not move forward in a successful manner with higher levels of achievement? As Wayne Gretzky, famous hockey player, once said, and I quote, "You will always miss 100% of the shots that you don't take." End of quote. So what's it take to succeed at this higher level? I think the number one requirement is a plan. And that entails three things, or includes three things. Number one, you need to know what your objective is. What is it that you want to plan to do, to achieve, to accomplish this year? Number two, who's going to be involved in it? Is it just family members? Is it your current team? Do you need to add somebody new? Do you need somebody from the outside to kind of supervise / oversee the operation? Or the implementation, I should say. And number three, you need to have a deadline. Because if you don't have a deadline, you will not move forward and at a reasonable pace, and it's easy to drag things out, and it becomes a dream instead of an objective and an accomplishment. Futurist Jim Taylor, who I heard speak several years ago, very good speaker, was just slightly more blunt. He said, "You will either," and I quote, "you need to plan for the future, or you will have no future." End of quote. Now, frankly, that's pretty blunt. But what he's saying is we need to focus on where we want to go and lay out a game plan to be there. We call it the SAVE process. SAVE stands for S for simplify. What's behind the objective? What are the challenges? How do we overcome them? And what's the ultimate objective? And just as importantly, who can help us get there? Number two, analyze. The A stands for analyze. What are the hurdles going to be? What's the cost? What are the investments you may need to make? And then what potential returns do we have? And frankly, does it make sense financially if it does work out? Visualize is the V. You have to kind of see it in your mind before it actually happens. You know, they say, well, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, you know what? You're never going to see it if you don't kind of visualize what you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve. And number four, execute. It's time to move forward. Once you've simplified the process, you've analyzed the numbers, and you visualize the outcome, you've laid out your game plan, if you will, it's time to execute. It's time to move forward. And you will find there will be others, could be family, could be friends, could be neighbors that say, I just don't think I'd do that. They may be well-meaning, but if you've gone through this 4-step process of simplifying, analyzing, visualizing, and then starting your execution, you should consider their thoughts. But if you've gone through that and you still believe you can do it, I would say go for it. You've got to. Let me give you an example. I have a client that for many years averaged milk production in the low 70s, 72 pounds per cow per day. And we really, to get to a more profitable state, we needed them to be in the 80 to 85 pound per cow per day range. And so after laying out this process with them, we considered what the steps were going to be. After a change of nutritionists, we laid out a game plan that included grooming the freestall beds daily, increasing the number of water troughs, and then working on finalizing or improving the breeding program so that the herd was in a 160 to 170 days in milk consistently. Not 1 or 2 months out of the year, but consistently through a year, start to finish. Was it easy? No, it was not easy. There were some uphill battles in the process, but was it doable? Yes. And I will leave you with this thought as you consider this process, and I quote, "The future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious." End of quote. That's from John Sculley, former CEO of Apple and PepsiCo, And I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated, the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage, and also the creator of the SAVE process that you've heard about today. Thank you for listening today.